Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to make sure I can use this clicker. Here we go. There we go. So most of you know all the school districts in our region, and so when you're last, a lot of times, there's not a lot of time. So I'll make sure that I move through this quickly so we can have time for questions. A little bit about the Richland School District. We have 21 schools. We're the smallest of the three bigs. The smaller school districts call us the three big sisters. But we have 13,500 students, about 1,900 employees, and we have an early learning center, 11 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, 2 high schools, and 3 choice schools. We did finish our strategic plan, we're happy to say, in 2022-2023, and it's all about Richland Ready. What does it take to become a Richland graduate? And so we have key areas that we're looking for to make sure that our students, when they graduate from the Richland School District, they have certain traits and characteristics. So the big areas, of course, are academic success, safety, community engagement, accountability, and well-being. At first, we had these in sort of an order, and there was a lot of discussion about what's more important, well-being, academic success. And so one of our leaders came up with the idea of just making it more of a pie chart. So that worked out well because we didn't want to prioritize anything one over the other. So and I'm going to kind of like Tracy did, go through each area and just kind of highlight a little bit about some initiatives we're working on for each of these areas. So safety, again, huge focus area. We're very fortunate in the Tri-Cities that we have excellent partnerships with our police departments. That's not the case in other places throughout the country, and I think that's really great for our area. They're always volunteering to come in at events and to be there to be proactive in situations. So we do a lot with best practices. We work with a company called Safeguard 3. And they have worked with us on each site to make sure that we test for vulnerable spots. And that has really been helpful. We have done Richland High and Hanford High, and really letting us know where maybe we could have some more strategic fencing, wayfinding, and where cameras are placed, etc. So they, this company that we contract with, they actually do this work for power plants throughout the world. And they see where their power plants may be vulnerable, and with training and access, and so we feel our kids are more important even than power. So they've really been great about helping us ensure that we are careful there and make sure that our kids are as safe as possible, and our staff. These are some, we passed a capital projects levy in February 2023. The levy was approved by the voters, and you can see our it's really going to be the entrances, and this came out with our Safeguard 3 contract, that the entrances in terms of wayfinding and kind of getting people to go to a single point of entry was really, really critical. And if you've been to any of our Richland schools, we have some really bad entrances. So Carmichael, for example, the office is way down the hallway. Chief Joe and Richland High, that kind of was the model back in the day. So we're updating all of those. So we'll have secure entrance vestibules, intercom video surveillance systems, additional fencing enclosures, and completely relocating some of the front offices. Another huge area is well-being. I am a huge fan of therapy dogs in the schools, and I'm sad to report we have had a lot of grief in the Richland School District with some deaths of students and staff, and so we've been partnering with all the organizations that do have therapy dogs to come and help support us. This is Polar, the West Richland Police Department's therapy dog, and it just has made a huge difference, and I can't say enough about the community resource networks and support we've received. So we did adopt a new curriculum this year. It's called Purposeful People, Character Strong K-12. It's district-wide, and what we have is really teaching character traits and how you treat people. I think our whole world needs this right now, and so we're really trying to get a head start on this in Richland. So I'm going to just give you an example of a lesson. We don't have time today to actually take time at your tables to talk, but usually at the tables the students would talk, and it's once a week. So here for secondary, for elementary, it's every day as part of their morning meetings beginning of the day routines. So here's one. Everyone would talk about what is the most important relationship in your life. So just take a minute and think about that just to yourself. And then this would be the next part. Describe that person in 3 words. So take a minute, think about 3 words. And then the next question is, why is this relationship important to you? And then the final question is, what impact do you have on that person? So the point of it is it builds social emotional competence, awareness, self-awareness, but also empathy, compassion for others. So it has a holistic character development, creates stronger peer relationships. I will have to say that our seniors, I also have a student advisory group that I meet with them monthly, and the seniors really don't like the program. And they're like, it's too kidsy, we don't have time for this. But then, as I've gone through the school year, they're like, but I could see how if you had this starting in kindergarten, all of us all the way through to 12th grade, we could see how it could have a positive impact. So this is Carmichael Middle School, their whole team, and these are the 2 founders of Character Strong. We're very fortunate that they have been very invested and engaged in this adoption, and they do our kickoffs for staff. They're coming again this fall. And they travel all over the country, and fortunately that they have a special spot in their hearts for Richland, so they spend quite a bit of time with us and are doing some research. Community engagement, this is an area we continue to strive to get better and better at. With social media, it's tricky. We've got something called Parent Square. I think Kennewick's had it for a while, and our parents love it. And that has helped us get emergency information out much quicker. We were really behind the 8 ball on that. By the time it would go through our system and all the emails and texts, their children had already told them what was going on, and we were just way, way late on that. So I'm happy to report that Parent Square has been just a great, great addition. And I do have our PIO here, Shauna Dan. If you please stand. Shauna, she's amazing. And she helps. Yay, Shauna. So here it is, the Parent Square. I was so excited about it, I talked about it before the slide came up. But that has really, really been helpful and important. Matter of fact, we did a slow rollout for the buildings because a lot of our elementary schools were using some other apps. And it became so popular, all the teachers were like, why didn't we get this? They were kind of mad. And we're like, no, you can. We just didn't want to force it on you. So it's been a really good transition. Oops, I've done something. There we go. Academic success, we've really been working on inclusive teaching in classrooms, academically challenging pathways, CTE, and a big focus in the Richland School District right now is early reading instruction. And so we've looked at our data over the last, and I have been in the Richland School District for a lot of years, over the years. Started my teaching career at Jefferson Elementary, principal at Zaki. You heard kind of all my travels, and we're still flat, and so we're really looking at what is it, and we really do think changing the way that we teach reading, starting in kindergarten, may actually be that silver bullet. We'll know in a few years if that really is going to make a difference. But it's structured literacy, kind of back to phonics, to sounds, and that students have those tools as they learn how to read, and then read to learn. CTE, very, very important. That's in the middle, Max. That just happened, didn't it? That picture of Max in the middle? So anyway, Richland High played Lewis and Clark High School to go to the playoffs on Saturday, and I went to the game and I sat right behind Max. So he does his YouTube and for running playoffs and highlights, and so we feel really strongly about work-based learning and expanded offerings. As we get ready to eventually run a bond in Richland, we're surveying our community right now with something called Thought Exchange to really get a good sense what the community would support. before we go out. And as we're looking at that, we need a new operations center, and we want to tie it to CTE, where students actually would work for internships in the school district. So maintenance, diesel mechanics, graphic design for our print shop. And so we want to tie that in for that part. Accountability, this is our kickoff day. You might even recognize some of our staff there, where we can all barely squeeze. I don't think we can anymore, can we, Shauna? This is the Richland High Auditorium, and it's our entire staff, so we had to go to the gym this last year, probably next year too. Here, I know I need to wrap up here. Data reporting, this is really important. Look at our data. So thank you, and I think that's it for us.